That is correct. Do you know where we can find that?
Yes.
In the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/awesomecast. It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we got an awesome one for you guys. And hey, we're close to on time this time.
Yeah.
First of all, she is a social media guru and parade organizer. Katie Dudas is with us. The Dutters is with us this week.
I do everything.
Yeah, you were wrangling cord, you were wrangling people, wrangling kids. I don't know, steel drummers. I don't know. There was a lot happening Saturday. Santa. You know, we were involved in the Jagoff parade, which was a little more interesting than usual on the technical side. But that's for another show. We're still figuring out what all happened there. So, but that should be going out for you guys to see in its near entirety here soon. So I don't know, they got the file. I don't know what they do with it from here. So also with us back on the show, he is from the iPhoneography podcast, our phone photo guru, if you will. Dave Potter is back with us.
Hey, Sorg, glad to be on.
Our favorite pitch hitter. Hi. Hey, did a guest drop out with an hour? Here comes Dave with the tag in. Here he goes. There he goes. No, glad to have you back with us. And you had a few stories in the group this week over on Facebook, so I definitely want to get your feedback on some of them instead of me trying to interpret some things. It's not all spacey and car stuff that I don't have anything to come with, but but it's still some stuff I think we worth conversing. And I'm going to warn everybody, I am going to have a little bit of a rant later, and this is something that I think about a lot and when it comes to media, so we're just going to put that trigger warning out there for you guys. Also back with us once again, becoming pretty much, listen, we had a show on a Wrestling Mayhem show, we had a role in a Wrestling Mayhem show. If you join the show 4 times, you become an official co-host. Kid Mental is with us. This is number 3.
You need help.
I need help.
You need help. Yo, what's good? How y'all doing?
All right. No, hey, good. Thanks for coming back, and I'm glad you have nothing better to do on Tuesday nights than hang with us. So
as long as my kids get to have fun.
Play, the Xbox is getting used.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
There we go, right?
There you go. I didn't click the stream button, so I'm kind of afraid what they're going to get into now. But anyways, we'll figure. They're already one of them. I kept getting notifications on my watch. Somebody keeps hitting the screen share button on the one controller, and so one. They keep sending me screenshots of whatever they're playing on my watch.
Well, you're getting updates, so that's
I'm getting updates. I'm like, oh, that looks like Marvel vs. Capcom, right? So
right.
Hey, whatever. That works for us. Hey, there's people using the space again. That's great. We're opening the windows. People are eating the pizza. That's great because man, was my calorie count up. So anyways, this is the AwesomeCast, and we get started with our what do we call it? It is our Let's get into it. First of all, let's get into our awesome things with. Hold on, quick. Dutters is organizing her cables. That's the this is the hot start that we like to do on this show.
Hot start.
Yeah.
Yes. On the Amazons. Bought some cable doodads, 25 of them, like this guy, little stretchy dude, comes in a variety of colors. I was getting sick of all of my cables, and like I have a bin of cables, especially because I switched over to my new iPhone. I have a lot of lightning cables left over, and I was just like, these are driving me out of my mind here with all these cables and just laying around. So I ended up organizing. I'm gonna pull my bin. Organizing my bin of cables and random stuff with all of these just like cord thingies.
They're made of silicone, like they're kind of stretchy silicone wraparound kind of things, right?
Yep, easy to use. I use them around on my desk too because like I plug my phone into my laptop, and then I have all this extra cable laying around. So I'm just like, this is the appropriate length, so that does that there. Cables that I really don't need too often, I have over here, but I feel much more organized with it. And yes, I found these very helpful and very much just tidying things up and feeling like less of an overwhelming, like just cables coming out of everywhere situation that I'm really enjoying. These, like I said, easy to use, all the different colors. They're $7.99 for 25 on Amazon right now.
Oh,
so you've been on a few shoots with us where we use the Velcro strips a lot on cords like this. Do you have was there more advantage to using this, you think, than the Velcro strips that we tend to use when we're on site for our productions?
Well, I actually was talking to Missy about this and why I went with the silicone versus the Velcro. The silicone for me is more of like, I'm not going to be unrolling and unrolling this back up. Like if this was something that I was constantly doing, like some of the cables like we travel with, those ones I'm adding the Velcro ones too. But for ones that I'm just like, kind of set it and forget it, that's why I got these ones, because it was definitely, I think they're easier to use than the Velcro because they don't get stuck to everything. It's like not having to worry about things being overlapped. It's just like it's a very clean, just wrap, go, ta-da, and I'm done. And a quick, easy process. That's why I went with these for just like these, I don't want to be like longer term cables, but cables that I'm not constantly like unrolling and rolling back up, and they're just like, they're at their appropriate lengths.
I like it. So those are we'll have the link, of course, in the show notes. I already added it to my list, to my cart, of course. But these are the Yuma silicone cable ties, reusable cable management organizer, wordy. And they're $7.99, 2 days shipping, probably depending on what colors you get. Yeah, that seems to vary a little bit, but yeah, they do get up to like $9.99 stuff depending on what's going on there. So, but you do have a lot of color options too. So there you go. The pastel mix seems pretty nice.
That's nice. I would that, and I would color coordinate them. Like green is going to be 20 feet, you know what I'm saying?
We talked about that, like color coding the cords, because we have a bunch of SDI cords and we know most are 75 or 100, but we don't know what's what.
That's what we do at Zero Paso.
Oh yeah,
we do that. We got that. Yeah, I think
so we're working on the systems. We get it. I mean, you see, we don't have like a lot of equipment.
But you're gonna get more.
We're going to get more. We need a second set. You know, right? So absolutely. So again, we'll have the link over there, and if you click over there, that'll support the show here. We'll give you an Amazon affiliate link too, if you want to pick those up, or anything else you want to pick up over there.
Pick it up.
Also, let's get into our next awesome thing. Who is next on the list? Let's keep with the gear. Let's keep with the Amazon selections here.
Amazon.
Dave Potter, what do you got?
Sure. This was actually something I picked up as part of their Black Friday deals. Now, I know, you guys have the good headphones. You have the Apple.
I got the okay headphones. I know.
You got the ones that cost over $100.
Yeah. I think I did. Yeah. No. Okay. No, Katie's the one with the good headphones. Actually, right now she's the one with the Pro Pod ones.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yes. Right there.
Exactly. Like Hello Kitty. Yes.
Kitty. That. I mean, that you need that. That's the thing you really need. Now, I'm not great with buying expensive headphones. Mainly because I use them when I run. And the Apple AirPods are not waterproof. And so if you're out there in the rain and the snow, sweating, you want something waterproof. And I tend to not be the greatest when it comes to headphones. So I found these on Black Friday sale. I don't think they're as cheap now, but they're still a good price. They're like $36.
Sure.
They come with this massive case, and they are the over the head. They clip over your ears for better fit.
Okay, those are nice. Okay.
Yeah, they are Bluetooth. When you take them out, though, they pair, and when you put them back in, it tells you how much of the case battery life is left. So it has a little
dope.
readout here saying how
there's
much.
little numbers on there.
I
I
love
like
it.
that.
I like it.
I love the little numbers.
They give a percentage.
So you use your left one more than your right one. Is that what's going on?
Well, no, that's 83% for the recharging case.
Oh, okay. I saw. Okay.
And then on the right hand side, it shows both individually. I tend to use my right more than my left.
Okay.
But this way I can, extend it out. They are not noise canceling, but they do a pretty good job with keeping the noise out. So that's a positive. If you're doing outdoor work like cutting grass, shoveling snow, hopefully not too close to the road.
I see.
You put that in. They act as a pretty good ear protector too.
Nice.
But like I said, for running in a race, I'll put both in. If I'm running on the roads, just in general, I kind of only leave one in.
Look how happy he is running with those on
He's
this
super
picture.
happy.
Look at he's so happy.
Yeah.
Look at that! Look how
Is
happy
that what you
man
look
is.
like when you wear these?
No. I've never
No, not
looked
at
that
all.
happy. No, the only time I've ever looked
When
that
he
happy
looks
in
that
my
happy
life running is when I know where the photographer is. And I can pose.
He knew. He knew
Oh, yeah.
where the photographer was.
Because if you don't know where the photographer is and you're in the middle of a race and you're thinking about things, you're like, okay, my knee hurts a little bit here, or this hurts here, or is it time for me to drink, or is it time for me to fuel up with something? And you're thinking this as you're going along, and you make sure you're not going to trip over anyone or run into anyone in the crowd. You're kind of like going around, you're thinking you're good, and you have the most horrible looks in the world.
I love it.
So yeah, very few people look good running.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so I don't look happy when I run.
So
but
what brand are these? I don't see a brand on here. Like, is it just Bluetooth headphones, wireless, IPX7? I'm not seeing any indicator on this thing.
and honestly, on the top, it's
So these are
something buds.
something buds? Oh no. So there's a little
It's
bit of
literally, if you try to read it there,
POC buds?
Pock buds.
POC buds, maybe?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I
People
don't know
of
if it's
color.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
you go.
it's like some kind of script in there. It's really hard to.
Oh, here's a better look at it on the so there you go. POC buds apparently. This is some weird.
Oh, they
this
just
is
put a
some
2 in
weird
front of it. That'd be sweet.
Wish.com
Tupac
Oh, yeah.
buds.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This is generic Chinese company
Oh yeah.
who makes copy of everything else.
But this is the but it worked out in this case, and then sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes it,
Oh, yeah.
it does. And you didn't get them off Wish.com. It's the Amazon
No.
version.
No, I got them off
so-
Amazon, and
okay.
and one thing is I always look at the reviews.
Mhm.
You know, I know reviews can be hacked and everything else, which happens occasionally, but I'm always, I always try to look and think, okay, how many reviews? If there's 4,000 reviews, you read the first few of them, you try to make sure they at least match the product.
Yeah.
Well, according to the AI, I mean, we talked about this a few weeks ago. There's the customers say it's written by AI that you guys. I think Katie, you told me about this, right?
Yeah.
A few years
I love
ago, customers like the comfort, easy use, and stability of the headphones. They mentioned that the earpiece is just perfect. They stay on in ear, and there is no fuzziness. Okay, there's a lot of green going on there. So, no, okay. So we'll have a link to these mysterious earbuds in the link. They're about $37.99, originally $60. So they've got a big deep discount right now. Plus, there's another 35% coupon in Amazon right now. So I think you're going to end up with about $25 AirPods or something, right? So that's not bad for a flyer.
And in colors. They do come in pink.
Ooh.
They come in like a
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, there you
like
go.
a blue.
Dang it.
Like
I wish I had a purple
deep
one.
green
kind of thing.
A deep green and a silvery pearl, what they call pearl gray, off-white.
Pearl gray. What?
Yeah, like the tea.
Sure. All right. Well, we'll put those in there. Well, the perfect thing to go with this is music equipment, right?
Music.
And Kid Mental's making music.
Yeah, I'm making music.
And you got a new toy to play to
boom.
What
the loop
is
deck,
that?
baby.
So if those are not on video, is a loop deck. It looks like a Steam Deck or Stream Deck.
It basically is a Stream
Looks like
Deck.
a Stream Deck.
It is a
all
Stream
the
Deck.
buttons. It lights up and everything. And here's
you can program these for practically anything you want, and these you have six which one is that one? Oh, that's the one I decided not to get.
That's a smaller version, but you can see what happens. Like in this, there's like the light up LEDs for apps like Twitch and Spotify and apparently Premiere and Photoshop. I guess.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So again, but it has like other knobs and buttons on it as well. So what is the difference between this and a Stream Deck?
Pretty much. I don't think there's much of a difference. I know Stream Deck. Like if you want to pull up the Stream Deck, you might see like the differences in the numbers of buttons and everything. But like on here, I have home button plus 7 other ones. So each one of these changes the whole layout. So
there's a Stream Deck.
So this is a Stream Deck, but you only get what 3, 6, 9, 12. Whatever, so 15. You get 15. This one's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Plus the knobs.
Plus the knobs.
And I know
one of these.
Some Stream Decks do have like the knob kind of situation.
Yeah. I think the price range was about the same as that one for this one or something like that. Might have been. And this one is just wonderful. Like I could set these up. Like if I'm on Twitch, I could set each one of these up as actually right now. These are my scenes. And then like this is my volume, and a lot of times I switch between my audio for my monitor versus my Zoom L12. So all I have to do is press this button, and it switches back to my 12.
Nice.
I can change my window where my windows go on mine. I could start a trim for my Twitch feed. I do use the play button and the forward and the back button for my VLC. It works with VLC, so I can just automatically turn on the VLC and my shuffle list for my BRB screen or for my startup screen. It saves so much time just being able to program these ready to go and just hit the button and I'm ready to switch between whatever I need. When I'm like when I'm doing my one segment where I have to mute the background music for whatever song that I'm presenting for that week, I can press the button and it just starts playing my song. So now I don't have to like go looking for it and like, oh yeah, I gotta play the song for you guys. But I just hit the button and it's ready to play, ready to put the pictures up and everything. So it saves so much more time. And I haven't been able to program it all the way through. So I definitely I liked it over the Steam Deck. I was looking at the Steam Deck versus the Loop Deck and seemed to have more possibilities with this one.
I like it. Well, you got me thinking about the Stream Decks after our conversations last couple of weeks for sure. And I know I do production with vMix and everything, and we'll be talking about some of the stuff that I was doing with vMix this weekend at a MMA show. But like that's what's kind of getting me is the like you can do the macros and things like that.
Yeah.
Sitting here at the desk, and I've always talked about I want this to be more of a turnkey push button experience. And
those
I feel
are perfect
like
for
some
that.
of those little things that I do here, I got to reach over here and do this. I got to reach over here and do this.
Yep.
And become buttons and macros.
Yes.
So that's where it starts breaking down for me. And I was like, okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Or is it something I can do on full productions? And I know some people do that I follow.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. So that is the Loop Deck, LOUPE deck. .com if you want to go look those up. Of course, they are on Amazon. So that model you're looking at, I saw it listed for about $270 ish.
I know I didn't pay that much. It must have been on sale.
Okay, all right. It looked like a relatively the same model. I might not have had, but that they do.
No, I think
there is a
you're
range.
right. It's
and the
probably. I think it is.
And the Stream Decks are like $200 or $300 too.
Yeah,
for the
I think I got this one for It was on sale. I'm pretty sure it was like 170 or something like that.
So look for them. There are sales. There are good sales and good discounts
for
and
something
things
that's
like
almost
that.
$300.
And there's different sizings of them too. So like there's an even bigger version going for about $600.
I don't think I would have used
so
that.
Yeah, no, it seems like a lot.
It is
if
a
you're like,
lot.
I have a really complicated thing and I need all the knobs and buttons and I think that's a track wheel maybe.
Which is cool, like especially for like Photoshop, like because I do graphics and things like that, and that does help. Anything to shorten up the time because automation is the future.
Absolutely. So speaking of automation and some cool future things that going on here. So like I said, I got to go visit our friends. I haven't worked with these guys in over a year with Maverick MMA and SpectationSports.com. Spectation Sports is a really cool platform where they're like their big thing is they're integrating the betting into the stream that you're watching, the pay-per-view that you're watching for MMA a lot of times. And also, one of the more professional groups that I work with, for sure, a lot of organization, a lot of bells, a lot of moving bells and whistles, and a lot of these shows, I end up kind of like, hey, here's a show, here's a stream, good luck, is kind of how it goes. And these guys are like, there is actually like, hey, this needs to be here. Oh, hey, let me help you with that. I got nothing but good things to say about my work with Spectation Sports over the last couple of years here. They've been great and they've been growing and they've been doing a lot of cool things. And it's been a while and there's some new fun stuff they've been doing. So I have some samples here. Sorry, Dave just went straight forehead into the webcam, and it really kind of freaked me out on the side screen. So I'm like, he's got it right for me. Anyways, no, there's some really cool stuff here, and I'll try to show you some samples of what we were doing from the footage from the other night. So they had two shows out there up in the Poconos in Broadheadsville, I think it was. But that's a lot of that's a story for another time. But we got to do some fun stuff where there's three integrations that I learned about in vMix. And vMix can do a ton of stuff. I'm doing stuff that I know some other people aren't doing, and it's cool to get together and say, hey, we use vMix this way. You could do everything in vMix. I don't recommend you doing everything at the same time in vMix at the same time, right? Because now you have one program that could crash, and now you've lost your entire show, and you're probably live, right? We currently, for this show, we run the graphics, we run the video through it, but we switch on another device, and we do stream through the software, but I will not record on computer because I feel that's one thing too many. Sometimes we play back some footage or something like that. When we're doing live productions, typically vMix is solely for playback and graphics. When we use it for the bigger productions, when I know we have a heftier computer, there's a setup that has replay integrated on top of the graphics and playback. So there's a lot happening there. So here's a little bit of footage from our show the other night with Maverick MMA. So one cool thing is here, you see this this bar at the bottom. This is actually multiple elements. One of the things they worked in here was integrating. You can integrate a data source into your titles. So there is an Excel sheet with everybody's name that populates this bar when I click the next line in the document, right? So I don't have to worry about, okay, did I click the right thing? Like for the graphic, I just need to know that did I click the 2-minute clock or did I click on the round 1 of 3, those kinds of things. So that's one thing that we got to populate. That's an easy thing, right? That was just kind of an Excel sheet kind of situation. The other cool thing that we're able to do thanks to this, and I'm going to try to pull it up here, is during the fights, there's two things. You can do something in vMix where you can do a call. Somebody tried talking me into doing this a couple years ago when I was not very confident on the situation, and they wanted to do commentary over vMix via like Florida. And I was like, I don't feel okay with that. I'm the only guy here. I don't trust the internet at this venue. Okay, so there was a lot going on there. In this case, we're setting up a vMix call. Apparently, it's going to some country. I don't know where these people are, but there's people out there doing live stats through an RSS feed that now feeds back into my vMix. And so during the fights, I'm able to pull up strikes between the two guys are being updated on the fly. Ground control, how long do they have control while they're on the ground? Two big stats when you're doing MMA, right? Wow. And I could pull that up as a bar that's updating on the fly. You can see the numbers changing as they're doing a flurry of strikes and hitting and landing a couple of them. We are sending a clean feed that we're also using for our replay system. It takes all the graphics off of there, right? And that sends as a call to somebody else. They're watching that feed, inputting it in the RSS feed. It comes back to me in the software. And again, there's a little bar that updates that, but also at the end of the fight, now I have a full lineup of the stats of what happened: strikes, knockdowns, takedowns, submissions, ground control, all of those kinds of things. This was a longer fight. And you can see there was 30. He landed 37 out of 45 strikes. The other guy did 7 of 9. So you can see. I think you can guess who won this fight.
No, I can't tell. I'm not sure what happened.
I don't even know if it went the distance. No, I think this one did go to the distance actually. And then I'm not even going to show the other ones because they all like the top 2 fights both ended in 30 seconds.
Wow.
So it was wild, and I got to get out of there a little earlier. It was kind of nice. And then some great highlights. You go to Spectation Sports Facebook page. There's a bunch of clips from especially Saturday night. Those are the bigger fights of the weekend for sure. From Maverick MMA 26. 25 was the one on Friday. So that was really cool. Like some new different ways to integrate. And the way they showed me how to do them seemed a little burdensome, we could say. But thanks to some of the work that we've been doing with our friends at Thursday Night Fights and a lot of the projects we've been doing here in Pittsburgh.
Thursday night fights?
Thursday Night Fights.
Oh,
it can get thirsty
thirsty,
too.
yeah.
There's some, but it's out there in New Ken for our training program that we're doing. We've been figuring out a lot of new stuff and layering and things, and I think we've even streamlined the process beyond what they were showing me at the beginning of the weekend. So
this is vMix.
This is vMix.com. You can download a free trial that unlocks everything. It ends up being like a yearly upgradey kind of thing. We spend like $800 for the software we have that has a lot of the bells and whistles that we want.
The vMix is $8 a year?
It starts at like 3 or 4.
3 or 4
actually. So, but if you like for what we use here in the studio, it's the $300 or $400 version. For some of the stuff we needed when we started doing the bigger shows, it gets to about $800. It can be as much as like I think about $1,200.
Wow.
For it. But but if you look at the list of things it can do in 4K and everything, like you're really limited by how much horsepower is in the machine you have and the inputs and outputs and things like that.
It's pretty dope.
It's really cool and just kind of stretched even more. Like they were talking about this a year ago. Hey, we could do this, because the other thing is they're doing live betting. I don't know if they're doing it in Pennsylvania yet, but in the States they can. And I've worked in Iowa with them where they did this, and a couple others. Carolina, I think we did this. They also have live. They would have live odds happen as well. Going into the fight, so you have a last-minute thing. You can just place that bet right before the bell rings. Hypothetically. So, Spectation Sports, vMix.com is the software. So somebody just want to highlight somebody doing a cool thing and taught me a thing or two this weekend. That now I'm looking at and I'm showing my people. This like, okay, can we apply this to pro wrestling? How can we apply this to Baja? How we can apply this here? Those kinds of things. So, anyways, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if I'm doing an award show and they're live updating me the winners of the awards?
Yeah.
For me to use the graphics on the show.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice.
Yeah. I don't know, Katie. You think we could apply that a couple places?
Yeah, just a few.
Just a few places,
Just a few.
Yeah. What do you mean the title's changing for Stop 3? Yeah. Anyways.
Boom on the bridge.
We got a lot. I got other logistics I gotta get to before that. We can start thinking about the rest of that stuff. But now you got me thinking. I'm not including that for next week. Anyways. Hey, give a shout to our friends Fed, our guests, keeping the kids quiet back there while they're playing Dragon Ball. Our friends Slice on Broadway, New York City Style, Yins Are Made, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, and the North Hills. Thank you so much to our friends and so many other places because they keep expanding, and I just gave up. The battery's going on that thing. Don't worry about that, Blinky.
Okay.
So I left it on last week. But no, go check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. Thanks to our friends over there. Yeah, he's distracted by my blinking live sign in the background.
It's going crazy.
The batteries are dying. It takes like 8 of them, and they don't last long.
Damn.
So I wish they had a plug-in, but alas.
That'll be my next awesome to show you these battery that you plug into the wall. So you just fill up your battery thing and then check your voltage.
Like rechargeable batteries?
No, you just plug it right into the wall. and then you don't have to worry about it. They're fake. They're like
They're fake batteries that turn them into
yeah.
plugs.
They have like electrodes in them, and
I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
I'll show you guys.
Okay,
next week.
We'll talk about that too. So let's get into some more things. Dave, you had a not awesome thing that I want to talk about.
There we go. Sorry, I had to mute. Yeah,
That's all right.
This is something where if you think you bought something digital, no, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It may say on their purchase and not rent. You didn't own it because, and I will say this: I will not blame Sony on this because I don't think it's Sony's decision. Sony / PlayStation.
Recording stopped.
This is
No,
I don't know why that is, but
Why
don't
did
worry
it
about it.
stop? Go ahead. Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay, just want to make sure.
That was the AI recorder stopped for some reason. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's the thing that sometimes transcribes our show we're experimenting with. So
Okay, but no, I blame Warner Brothers Discovery on this because they're the ones who are going to place to Sony and saying, "Oh, as of the end of the year, we are not giving you the license." Now that happens, we all know Netflix loses a license to stream stuff. Things go on and off of streaming services all the time. Well, normally, if you buy something, they're not going to take it away from you. Well, per the story here in Nerdist, yes, they are. So if you bought, now this is where still Warner Brothers Discovery
Mm-hmm.
is still kind of two separate companies because you notice they're taking away Discovery stuff
Mm-hmm.
and not really Warner Brothers stuff. I don't know if there's Warner Brothers stuff on PlayStation.
But this is a deal that was signed when Discovery was its own thing.
Exactly.
This is
And
why-
now since they aren't, if you purchased anything through the PlayStation that is Discovery, you will lose access to what you paid for and you purchased.
And it's a full
And they
price.
say 1,200 titles and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been happening for so long. This is why I don't purchase any digital content that I expect to keep
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happens. You have lawsuits, you have defunks, you have these companies will go under. They will. It's not gonna. They're going to merge and things are going to change. And that's why I don't do. I'll buy a DVD or I'll buy UHD or whatever because I've already been duped. That was like 20 years ago, and after that, I was like, this is not happening to me again.
I agree, and I agree for it giving you pause. But I will. This is where my rant comes in. So this is a matter of trust. Okay, this is a trust that you're going to put money into a thing, and let's say you do understand the fact that you are not actually purchasing a thing, and this is not much different than owning physical media because you're also purchasing a license to own that thing that could be rescinded, but it's kind of harder to take it out of your cold dead hands.
Yes.
Right. I also buy physical like Blu-rays. I don't own a Blu-ray player. Other than an Xbox, okay, and actually my newest Xbox doesn't even have a disc drive. I purchased them and then I immediately put the codes into Movies Anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I talk about trust. Where do I purchase my media? And you're talking to somebody who has stopped purchasing physical video games and has a couple of times this year paid at least as much as $120 for a video game deluxe edition.
Yeah.
But they're games that I want. They're games that I'm really deep into the franchise. And I trust that Microsoft will take care of me. I trust that Apple will take care of me because you do not hear these stories from them. This is the second or third time this has happened to Sony.
They are these companies, no matter what, Apple, Google, Microsoft, they're all fallible.
Absolutely. Everybody's fallible.
So the point is,
nothing is 100%.
Yeah.
Also, my house can burn down and I lose all my media. Okay?
That's true. That's true.
This is your digital house is burning down.
Yes.
Okay. And now, so this is where, if you are putting your money into something, are you putting it into a source that you trust? Fly by night. Hey, Redbox just decided to do digital titles. Do you think they're going to be around? Do you trust they're going to be around? You know who has been around for a good bit? Apple and Microsoft with digital media.
Nintendo's been around.
But
I can't get my my Wii games now.
I can't get my
None
Wii
of my
games.
digital games.
This is why I don't buy a Switch. I don't trust Nintendo. Okay? I trust Microsoft. You know what I'm playing gladly on my Xbox Series S? A number of my Xbox, about 80% of my Xbox 360 catalog is on there. Okay? No, it's not 100%. That sucks. I wish I could play the Wolverine game and my Transformers games.
Yeah.
But I understand why, you know. If I bought them, well, that's a whole other story. Apple, same thing. Things go through. If you buy movies digitally, are they on Movies Anywhere? You know what gives me pause? Buying a movie from Paramount or Lionsgate, because I don't know where they're at. I literally bought a box set of The Expendables, the first 3, and they're on 2 different services. Same with the John Wick collection. 2 of them went on one, another one went on another one, because they're not a part of Movies Anywhere. Now, if you're buying off of Sony and that content that you're purchasing, I don't know about Discovery content, but I know Warner Brothers is really good with it. If it's on Movies Anywhere, now that you can get that on your Apple, on your Amazon, everywhere. Get those registered, get those synced. So if one thing goes down, you have multiple tents that your stuff is being stored in. So if one house burns down, you still have it. You know, it became a redundant backup, and it was the greatest thing for digital media. I wish video games would have something similar. To some extent, Microsoft does. You buy once, play anywhere for a lot of the more recent games. PC, Xbox, whatever the case may be. Apple, a lot of that is. Anything on Apple Arcade, I know you're paying a rental for the service, but still, there's also parlays into the fact that WWE just said they're cutting its physical media, which I'm sure we'll have a conversation on Mayhem Show about.
Darn it.
This is going to keep happening. And again, Sony is untrustworthy. Okay? Now, Sony movies, I know, are a part of Movies Anywhere, and I can watch on every device, which is nice. I got to Google
I didn't know anything about it.
I got
Movies Anywhere.
Movies Anywhere. If you don't know about it, I'm going to preach the gospel of Movies Anywhere right now. And if you don't see your movie on it, you should think twice about purchasing a digital copy. Unless you have a place. Do you trust Amazon? Amazon, I've only heard about this once with Disney movies for a little bit, but that got corrected.
They've done.
So this is there's a very good some people that they're very good in talking about this over at Cord Killers podcast. We're discussing about how Sony is cutting corners on their contracts, it would seem, therefore, and not taking care of their people. I don't know what is happening over here, but I just opened Hello Kitty on my
now you
laptop.
gotta show everybody.
I don't know what is happening.
Yay, Hello Kitty.
What am I logged into? Oh, I logged into my computer at home or something. Anyways, I don't know what that is. Dude, I think I hit a mouse and it just opened all my games, I guess.
Good job.
Yes.
But this won't happen if you have a loop deck. Dum bum bum.
There you go. There you go. No, I'll just lean on all those buttons and open a bunch of crap. So I don't know. I believe in the trustworthiness. I think some of the groups have proven who I can put the money into. Also, I don't spend I'll buy movies on sale. Like, I'm not dropping $25 for a brand new movie. Anyways, no, my computer's like moving on its own. It's weirding me out right now.
I still buy digital stuff. It just depends on how much play time I'm gonna get. You know, so if it's gonna be on sale, I'm like, oh, especially the last one, Bomb Rush City, that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Like, I actually spent the money on that. I usually don't buy digital because I really want to get it, a hard copy, but. This it was so new that they didn't have a hard copy. We didn't even know they were going to do a hard copy.
I'll tell you what, when I started buying discs and I had to install them anyways, that's when I gave up.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. What's the sense of
Dutters, how are you feeling on your physical versus digital media situation?
I'm the worst for this. I don't buy anything. I'm like,
You're like streamer bus, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm streaming everything. Mm-hmm. Like I can't even remember the last time I purchased something.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
What about you, Dave? Have you been burnt by this?
I'm kind of, not really, because I don't buy a lot of stuff either. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the games, I'm more of an iPhone gamer, so that's all backed up through iCloud.
Yeah. And you trust iCloud and Apple at that point, right?
I do now. Mm-hmm. When it first came out, it wasn't great, but now it is rock solid. The only problem is there are, just like you said about how some of the old Xbox 360 games won't work on your 360s. There are some things I purchased with my iPhone 4S that will not work on my iPhone 13.
I have a iPhone 4S somewhere loaded up with a bunch of old games, including X-Men vs. Capcom 2 and the X-Men arcade game, because I'm just like, we will fry this from my cold dead hands until this thing doesn't boot anymore, which is also a problem. There was a thing that came out that said that 80% of all movies made are not accessible to people today.
Yeah.
Like, and now you have a video game. Phil Spencer at Xbox or Microsoft Xbox is talking about a very similar situation where there are a great number of games that you cannot access right now, right?
It's a bum.
I mean, it is a problem, and same thing with digital books. Now, if you're in a PDF file because PDF is universal, you're fine.
Sure.
If I want to, now admittedly, I have no reason to do this, but if I want to look at anything, if I could, I don't even think I have the 3.5-inch floppies anymore. First of all, read a 3.5-inch floppy.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get to read that.
Yeah, read the 3.5-inch floppy. But if I wanted to get something that I wrote in college, read the 3.5-inch floppy. It was in WordPerfect for DOS.
Good luck.
Good luck on that.
So I mean, this is part of the digital growing pains, right? Yeah. And things will sort themselves out, and a lot of people will be like, nah, screw this, everything's physical. It's just like, well, at a certain point, just like, hey, I'm not going to get by on my over-the-air antenna for things. You have to move on to the new technologies if you want to be part of what's going on.
But the one problem I see, though, and this is a little separate from two things. One, if you say you're purchasing something, companies should be clear. I shouldn't say have to be. Should be clear.
But you got a EULA you read, right?
They do. They have that. They do have that in the fine print. That's what.
Clear.
Yep, it's fine print.
That's what I said.
I know.
Clear.
Well, it's clear to most people who are in this age to buy things as such. It's clear to that. It's clear to them.
I don't think. I think. I understand where you're getting at. I think
you already know that's you already know. If you've like we're older, so it's a little bit different for us. But if you're looking from a younger person's perspective, that's like a no duh situation. That's what they feel.
I think we're getting, and I've seen a few people comment on this,
here
and
we
I'm
go.
agreeing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, no. There is the olds. Okay, which I guess the gray beard makes me an old. I'm a technology.
Hey, I'm
an
old too. People don't think I'm old, but I'm old.
I'm a technology savvy guy who's 50. Okay, so I'm a little bit better than most people my age. I will admit that. Yes, yeah. But then you have the Gen X millennials who dealt with technology when it was a giant mess, and you had to fix stuff. But then you have your Gen Z and Gen Alpha who don't realize how to fix stuff because everything works pretty close now. Like people my age, it wasn't unusual to say, hey, I need to upgrade my RAM on my computer. I'm going to break open the computer, put in RAM, and put it back.
Yep.
Not in the last 5 to 10 years you would find anyone doing that.
Well,
so you're getting for the average person.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I don't even do it anymore for the most part.
And you can't even do it on most computers.
Yeah. So okay, yes, I think
so
this is
the younger. When you're saying younger, youngish, yes, but when you're getting to the teens and early 20s, and when you hit that buy button, and we all know no one reads EULA. Like no one reads the instructions. It doesn't happen. But you think buy, not rent, not part of my subscription service. Buy.
But aren't kids?
And then all of a sudden someone says, "Nope, that doesn't count."
Aren't kids these days like also buying like digital like hats on Fortnite and stuff like that too? Like, is there I guess in that perspective,
they're buying filters too.
Yeah, you don't understand that Fortnite could go away tomorrow if they decide they weren't making enough money off of it anymore, right? So, and all that money just went up in smoke. in digital smoke.
I don't think they look at it the same way.
No, they definitely don't.
I don't think
we grew up on physical media. We grew up on going to the record store and getting a CD.
Purchases does not mean the same thing to them. I really don't think it does. Like my kids, I mean, you know, the one back there, he's almost 13 years old. He does not think of purchasing the same way.
All he
that
cares
I
is
think
he
of
hits the
purchasing.
button and the game loads.
And then if it's not there, he's just like, whatever.
Yep.
It's like I'm like, you spent money on that, and it's like, whatever. I mean, I know it's a computer. It's gonna go away. I don't think he thinks of it that way.
Very ephemeral to them, but I think that's interesting, and hopefully they don't have the clutter problems that I do. Anyway, so moving on to other clutter problems is storage on my phone. Katie, tell me how I can solve that. Apparently, and you're gonna keep talking me into buying a new phone.
So this was kind of something that I noticed, and then I saw this article. It was like, this is fantastic. But you can use your external storage devices with your iPhone. And you might be going, but why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. I have iCloud. I put everything in the cloud. Except, well, now that we had this conversation, pretend we didn't have that conversation 2 seconds ago about things going away.
Perfect follow-up.
Perfect follow-up. But you, with the iPhone, let's just use my iPhone 15 Pro Max. External, just plugged into my phone because it does that now. I'm so excited. But you're going, why might I need this? And I think this article does a great job of like, this is the selling point for me besides backing things off and being able to do work that I could pull off this, you know, my computer or my big camera can use this drive, and now my phone can use this drive. I can also, you know, that ProRes, the 4K resolution, 120 frames per second that we were talking about,
and,
that like
and
you can't
log
shoot.
and raw and everything.
Wait,
Yeah, just with this guy, you put your external hard drive on it. You're not saving it to your phone anymore, and you're not saving it to your cloud. It's on your external. That's 2 terabytes or whatever.
Y'all have never been able to do this?
No, not until recently.
Are you
No.
you're serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new.
This is why I don't fuck
here-
with.
This is for the PG-13. This is, but also, does your Google phone record in log video and ProRes video? That's a difference too.
But this is a first thing. This is a first time. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is like all this time.
We haven't needed it.
Before this, yeah. I mean, you did. You've lost so many people have lost data from before this.
Sure.
Like, I've been backing up my stuff.
But the data that most people are losing are JPEG photos and files like that. It's not a big deal to plug that into a computer and offload that. Now, if we are filling a terabyte in 10 minutes with footage, this is a different thing. This is what turns your iPhone into being a professional camera. Is you can make the files to do professional
I
things.
get all of that. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering, like, this is something that just happened. So, like, everything before this is like, well, whatever. Like, you have not been able to do this at all, and nobody seemed to care.
Well, no. Some of us have cared for
I mean,
a while,
how many?
and we're like, when the hell are
What
you
number
gonna
is
do
this?
This is 15.
15.
Yep.
15.
It's not the 15th phone either. I
mean, it's
don't
not.
think it
It's
is
not.
actually, isn't it? I don't know. 15-ish. Let's call it 15-ish.
Golly.
So but this is big. This is big because on top of that, on top of the support for log, on top of the raw photos that they've been able to do for several years on the iPhone, this makes it way more accessible, right? It makes it a lot easier. Katie, I know you and I have to like offload some stuff when we do on the fly media at events. So that's going to make that a lot easier than airdropping everything over the Wi-Fi. But also my phone's going to be able to do a lot more cool stuff after this. So, absolutely. But this is one of those things that goes along with the new features. Dave, I think you shared I didn't put it in the rundown, but you shared something on Twitter. I should have grabbed it. Halide?
Yeah,
is that there? So they opened up. They made an app based around the fact that the iPhone can do raw photos, which is again a thing I don't think many Google phones can do. And it was the announcement that they were going to do. They're starting to build something with Apple ProRes. Log, and Log's the biggest thing. Log's a big deal. I'm not going to get into it because I'm still trying to learn it. But it's the big thing for way professional, holy crap, video professionals, right? And now your iPhone can do it, and that just unlocks a friend of ours that does the amazing looking Enjoy Wrestling, and he does a lot of commercial work, records and log. I have one camera that can do it, and I'm starting to investigate it now because I've never heard conversations about it until the iPhone put it out. Which also the iPhone puts it in, and now it steps everybody's game up.
I mean, if you're gonna spend that much money on a thing, you better be able to do something like that.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to expect like.
No, but
and most of these people don't even care about making a professional video. So like,
you're talking to people that I am recording. I literally just edited a video today with a $4,000 4K camera, my $2,000 iPhone 13, and put that footage together into one video, one cohesive video, and also I think I have about an $1,800 camera in there for some of the shots too. So tell me which camera's which. You know what I mean? Like good luck at this point.
Like people are, I don't know. It's
but
very
we're talking about this on a very professional side.
For professional side, I get it. I understand it. But like all these people aren't professionals. Like you got like, yeah, I mean, and so I feel like it's like a wool sheep type deal with this.
What?
Apple, like, it's just okay. It's just, I'm sorry. Like,
Apple's. Oh, trust me, it's frustrating for us too. Apple's gonna Apple, and I don't know.
Professionally, it makes sense. I get it. Like,
I wish we had this. I bought a terabyte phone because I couldn't do this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, do I buy a terabyte phone when I upgrade? I don't know because I can offload all the important footage onto a hard drive directly.
That's dope though. Like, they can actually. I mean, you gotta find. I mean, look, it's USB-C now. You know what I mean? Like all this time they've been fighting it.
Yes, exactly. They've been fighting it, and now they've been holding themselves back with their own format. So, so Katie, we're going to experiment with your 15, right? Until I pick mine up.
Well, if going back to what I was saying, if you have iOS 17, any phone back to the XS's Max, XS, XR can do this. So if you have iOS 17, that it supports the external storage devices.
What?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's just easier with the 15 because you're dealing with a USB-C connector, which is a whole lot faster.
So I need Lightning to a USB-C, which I think came. Do I have one of those?
I have one of those.
No, you could do Lightning to a USB. I mean, depending on your
I have
type
one right here.
You could go USB to. You know, a lot of hard drives are coming with both the USB-C and the Lightning.
Wait a minute. No,
like
not Lightning. Not Apple Lightning.
This last, my Toshiba, I believe, did, but maybe I am wrong.
Are you sure you're not confusing it with USB-C?
No, it came with 2 cords, and that's why I'm like trying to remember what the second cord was, because I just put it.
That doesn't shock me because there's so many.
We're all pulling cords out of our crevices right now.
Well, just because so many Macs, there's a lot of Macs that had Lightning as their main thing.
Yeah.
All right, so he's just handing me a cord here. Let's see, I got a Lightning deal, and I got a USB. Wait, that's USB.
You got a Wishbone.
Where's my hard drives at? I think they're in the back. I don't think I can test this right now. Okay, I will be testing this. I will be testing this. Here you go, back at you. Don't want to lose that. Nice catch. But that definitely expands things. But this isn't like I'm not going to be recording ProRes straight to the drive. This is for offloading files. Correct. This still, I mean, that's big. That's big. That means now I want to use the higher end footage, right? Now I want to use this more because part of that equation is like, oh, I could film this and this, but man, that offload's going to take me some time later, right? Now that changes the game a little bit. So no, this is a big tip. So the tip is everything back to you said to the XR.
Yeah, 2018 on.
So that's from the 12, 13, 14, 15. All can do this now. Can plug in a drive and it just pops up. That is fantastic. There is a lot of workflows that this could apply to. If you're bringing stuff over to and from for something like CapCut or something like that, that is incredible. Wow. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the Godzilla comic book that's on your Twitter right now.
What? There's a Godzilla comic book? You got to show it now.
Yeah.
You have to show it.
I guess this is a visual medium. Yeah, there's that. What is this, Katie? Monster Island Summer Camp with Godzilla?
What?
Yeah, with baby Godzilla. Son of
Baby
Godzilla. It's a graphic novel. It's coming out next year. Yeah, super cute.
I'm putting this on my list.
Did you see the new Godzilla King Kong trailer?
No, not.
It just came out like 2 days ago. Yeah, you're gonna have to check that out afterwards. Well, maybe we'll have a live reaction afterwards for Patreon. So, and also show title pulling cords out of their crevices. So,
What's the name of that one?
Monster Island. What was it?
Summer Camp and Monster Island or
Monster Island Summer Camp. Godzilla.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go check that out. Comicbook.com just tweeted it 9 hours ago, and Kate Editors on the Twitter also just retweeted it. So
I'm ordering it now. So it's going to be out August.
That's what
August
happens.
13th.
That's what happens on this show. August 13th. That's a lead time.
Yeah, Tuesday, August 13th. That's all right. Well, as long as I got it.
You got times of you're gonna be like, what is it? Why did this show up?
My
kids
kids
like, well, this one time in December in Beachview.
We read this stuff all the time. I'm gonna have to start AwesomeCast. I'm gonna have to start bringing in books these comic books.
There you go. Oh, that's another podcast that used to be on this network.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We've had we've tried a lot of stuff. Anyways, what am I hearing?
Blend it in. It's behind you, wherever it is. It's about to blow up. You're about to blow up.
Oh, I think it might be the Zoom computer, actually. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll figure out what fan has gone bad here on the break before we get to the Wrestling Mania show. But in the meantime, Kid Metal, thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Where can people find what you're doing?
Kidmental.com, KidMental.com. It has everything. You get to almost anything that I do over there. Please don't forget to support me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/kidmental. I'm also on Cameo, baby. If y'all don't know about Cameo, I will make you a cameo. Just cameo.com/kidmental, and I will make a loop improv for you, or give you a stern talking to, or whatever it is that you want. Just hire me over there, and that'll be fun.
There you go. The K Dutters on the Twitter, Kate Marie PGH on most of the other places.
Yep.
With you. You will be at the Wrestles on Friday.
Yes, at 2PW.
2PW, Prospect Pro Wrestling, up in Worthington, PA. Get tickets. It is a benefit. It is a special benefit for Scarlett Jones, who I believe she has leukemia, if I'm not mistaken. And we are actually going to be presenting it through IndieWrestling.us, IndieWrestling.network, formats streaming free to help promote in donations for young Scarlett there. So head out there. It's going to be a heck of a show, and a great group of guys doing some wrestling out there that we work with on a regular basis here. So really cool that they're doing this. Doink the Clown will be there if you're an old school fan of WWF. So that'll be going on as well. Multiple shows going on. RWA down in West Newton, and of course our usual Thursday night fights. And I think that's all the biggest stuff. And also there is a Christmas edition of our friends at Top Rope Tabletop Dungeons and Dragons with Pro Wrestlers happening on December 15th. Mark your calendars. That will also be on the IndieWrestling.us networks of streaming places for free as well. So thank you. Dave Potter, iPhoneography Podcast.
Prof Pod pretty much everywhere except for TikTok, where I'm Prof Pod PGH.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining us. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.